Hi everyone! I'm Sofia, your new virtual assistant, created by QX Global Group. I'm here to introduce the Level 4 process map, automation ideation through post-deployment support for the Automation Acceleration Center. In this video, I would like to give you an introduction to the Automation Acceleration Center, which is our center of expertise. The objective of our COE is to provide a central governing body that discovers, builds, manages, executes, engages, and measures automation projects across the organization. It enables best practices and provides insights to the company and clients to identify, build, and deploy future automation opportunities. Here we can see the general structure and all of the elements that come into play for the AAH framework. We start from idea submission to the assessment and prioritization, and use different applications for the release of the solution like Monday.com, SharePoint, and SVN. All of the solutions are stored as individual attributes in the automation catalog and library in order to unlock efficiency and reuse automation solutions. Today, we will focus on the AAC automation ideas submission, from conception to post-deployment, explained at a Level 4, activity level. Process Mapping Level 4 separates steps into activities and adds references such as technology use and controls. We will explain the end-to-end process for an automation idea in 4 phases: intake and assessment, planning and design, development and testing, and monitoring and support. Automation intake and assessment. Slide 1 of 2. Candidate ideas are submitted by the business units through Automation Acceleration Hub or identified through the deployment of task mining tools by the automation ambassadors or the process excellence team. Ideas are reviewed for duplication and, if they meet the minimum criteria for automation, are approved for development. Automation intake and assessment. Slide 2 of 2. When an idea is approved, the client SME fills in the detailed assessment for that type of idea. Then the solution design and service delivery lead evaluates if it brings the minimum benefits in order to be approved, according to the cost-benefit analysis provided by the AAH. If it does not, the idea will be rejected, and the client will be notified. When an idea does accomplish the minimum benefits, the idea goes on to a second validation. If the idea does not require automation, then the responsibility is delegated to the process excellence team. Otherwise, the solution design lead will include that idea in the automations to be completed. Automation planning and design. Slide 1 of 2. Here the development team begins by creating the requirements document. Then the development services lead selects the technology which they will use to develop the solution, and the development team will provide the implementation cost, time, and effort, review the automation catalog and library, and update these same metrics. In this phase, the solution design and service delivery lead is in charge of requesting approvals for funding in accordance with QX controls and validate its approval. When approved, the development team is required to build a process design document aligned with the selected technology, and the development services lead is responsible for approving it. Automation planning and design. Slide 2 of 2. The development services lead creates a detailed project plan with the client IT PMO and the development team and creates a delivery communication plan. The solution design and service delivery lead and development team are responsible for creating the solution design architecture and solution design document for process automation. The development lead evaluates both of these, and if they meet the criteria, the solution design and service delivery lead evaluates if the project belongs to continuous delivery. If it does, they also create a continuous delivery plan. If it is not a continuous delivery project, then we move on to the managed services lead validating if client infrastructure and applications and client IT security approve. If they don't, the managed services lead works with the development services lead to update the project plan. If they do approve, the development services lead has to validate if client IT PMO approves. If they do not, the development lead updates again the project plan, Otherwise, the development team creates the testing definition document. The lead developer oversees approving this, and then we move on to development and testing. Automation development. For this phase, the development team develops the solution and then performs unit testing. If the solution meets the testing requirements, the development services lead collects evidence and requests user acceptance testing approval. If it does not meet the requirements, the development team goes back to revise or redevelop the solution. If the UAT is approved by the client SMEs, the solution design and service delivery lead plans and approves the production release, and then the development team updates the automation catalog and library with solution attributes, creates the handover documentation, and then conducts the knowledge transfer session. If the production release is approved by the managed services lead, then the project moves on to support and monitoring. If it is not, it goes back to development. Automation support and monitoring. Finally, we reach support. In this phase, the lead infrastructure and support engineer deploys the automation solution to production. Then the execution is monitored for application errors by the engineer and for logic errors by the client subject matter expert. If errors are found, the development team adjusts the automation solution to meet the requirements, and the automation is again monitored for errors. If no errors are found, the solution design and service delivery team reviews the production release and closes the development project. The development services team hands over automation solution to managed services, where the infrastructure and support engineer monitors and provides support for the automation and reports on relevant automation metrics. The solution design and delivery team updates the project status as finalized, measures the automation program success, and applies countermeasures as appropriate. This is where the cycle ends for each individual idea. It is spread along 4 phases as mentioned before. These phases will ensure a successful solution and correct implementation of it. Thank you for your time and attention. Please make sure to let your manager or automation ambassador know if you have any feedback or questions.